I don't know what I was thinking. Hope he knows what Wobbuffet does. What's up, guys? So I just wanted to let y'all know that the Dirt City Gym store is now online. So for all of your Pokemon TCG singles needs, be sure to check for the link down below in the description. What's up, guys? This is Corey with the Dirt City Gym, and I just wanted to let y'all know about our first giveaway. For the month of April, one lucky runner will be receiving either a Lunala or Solgaleo Legends of Alola tin. In order to enter, you must first be a subscriber. Each person is able to put 2 entries per video we post in April by commenting on the video. All comments must be pertaining to the video and then leaving a like. You are able to do this for each of our videos to increase your chance of winning. Someone will randomly be selected in the month, so be sure to get out there, leave your likes, comments, and subscribes, and hopefully you'll be able to win our 10. What's up, guys? This is Corey with the Dirt City Gym. We are back with another deck profile. Today we're going to be looking at one of the new hype decks, Quad Lapras. So I just want to go ahead and preface this by saying this deck is super dumb. It's really annoying. It's cancer, AIDS, whatever you want to call it. That's what this deck is for the standard format, but at the same time, it's really fun, and it's really fun to annoy your opponent in a different way that's not item lock. So let's get into the list, but be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment and all that good stuff down below. But getting right into it, so we've got 4 Lapras GX, big, fat, tanky, 190 HP. It's got the 3 attacks, collect for 1 water, you draw 3 cards, which is just great. We've got Blizzard Burn for 3 water, it does 160 damage, and then you can't attack during your next turn. Kinda sucks. And then we've got Ice Beam GX for 2 water and a colorless, it does 100 damage. And then you paralyze the other Pokemon. So as a GX attack goes, it's pretty good being automatic paralysis for 100 damage. It's not bad. You're able to reliably set up those 2 shots. And not only set up those 2 shots, but you're able to stall out for a turn because they're paralyzed and they have to find a way to get out of the active. So good stuff there. And then next up for our Pokemon line, we've got 2 Wobbuffet. And that's it. Really, we're running Wobbuffet for the ability Bide Barricade, which shuts off all abilities of other non-psychic Pokemon, as long as Wobbuffet's up in the active. So this shuts off things like Shaman setup, sets off Vileplume, sets off Decidueye, shuts off Volcanion Steam Ups, all that kind of good stuff. They still have access to use Scoundrel Ring from Hoopa, just to keep in mind. So depending on the type of deck you're going up against, that could be a problem just to watch out for. And that's it. We have 6 Pokemon. Then we have a whopping 44 trainer cards. So let's get into those. First off, we've got 4 Crushing Hammer. So really the deck kind of goes with the Crushing Hammers. Like, if you're able to flip and get your heads, you're able to discard your energy, you're doing really well. The deck kind of is moving a little bit more smoothly and things like that. If you get tails, kind of puts you back a little bit and you got to find other ways to get rid of the energy. Next up, we've got 2 Enhanced Hammer, kind of the same concept, except it's an automatic get rid of a special energy, which is really strong against decks that like really prioritize double colorless energy or double dragon energy or things like that. 1 Escape Rope. We have a lot of maneuverability cards in this deck, just to bypass the effect of Blizzard Burn, where we can't attack the next turn. So being able to get out of the active and then bring up a Lapras again to do the Blizzard Burn, to continually start getting those knockouts. We've got 2 Nest Balls, which this is the only ball card in the deck. We're not running Ultra Balls. So Nest Balls lets us get any basic Pokemon from our deck and just straight up put it to the bench. Since we're not running things that have a as you play this onto the field effect, or ability, we're not really worried about just putting something straight onto the bench, whether it be the Wobbuffet or the Lapras. So pretty good stuff there. We've got 4 Puzzle Time. Just help us get back our resources. In certain situations, being able to look at the top 3 cards and rearrange them isn't bad, but 90% of the time we're really just trying to get 2 of these in our hands so we can puzzle and get back our resources, whether that be hammers or VS Seekers or whatever it is. We've got 1 Super Rod, just helping us get back our resources back into the deck, whether it be that Lapras or even Water Energy. Got 1 Switch, again, just more maneuverability. We've got 3 VS Seeker, which is a little lower, obviously, than what traditional decks run in 4, but we're not super dependent on always having to get the Lysander or things like that. We're kind of just stalling out for time. So 3 is a pretty good number to run. We're not super reliant, so we've got 4 Rough Seas. So this is just, obviously Lapras is already tanky as it is at 190. With a Fighting Fury build, it's 230. Then you throw in Healing 30 off the Rough Seas. It's really good, just keeping our main Pokemon in the deck alive as long as possible. We've got 1 Delinquent. So Delinquent is really strong. If your opponent's not super paying attention, being a little bit careless with their amount of cards they keep in their hand, you just drop that Delinquent, get rid of their hand, and then they're in top deck mode. This also works really well with the Rough Seas. If we already have a Rough Seas in play, we can activate Rough Seas at heal 30, Delinquent the Rough Seas away, then drop another Rough Seas, and then heal an additional 30. So we're healing 60 a turn in those kind of situations. So really strong stuff there. Got 1 Hex Maniac, just a little bit more ability hate. You know, first turn, we didn't start with the Wobbuffet or whatever, drop the Hex Maniac, shut off all the Shamans and things like that. We've got 2 Lysander, pretty standard stuff there, just kind of getting up whatever in the active we need to get in the active, whether that's getting something out of the active that we don't want up there, or just getting something to stall out. We've got 4 in the deck. Obviously this deck has a lot of different moving pieces, and so we're not always wanting to have to discard things, so in really just lets us save those resources, get them back in the deck, draw new hands. Depending on what our opponent's doing, we can able to reset their hand as well, which can be strong, or it could put you in a spot, kind of depending on what's going on. We've got 1 Olympia again, just more maneuverability. This also heals 30, so you combine that with the Rough Seas to heal 60 off of a Lapras. So pretty good stuff there. We've got 1 Pokemon Ranger. So this shuts off the effect of the Blizzard Burn for a turn, letting us attack an additional turn, which is really good. We've got 1 Professor Kukui. Gives us an extra 20 damage to deal, with the math of the 170 with the Blizzard Burn with the Fighting Fury belt, that additional 20 is letting us one-shot Darkrai's, one-shot additional Laprases if they don't have a Fighting Fury build on them, and kind of things like that. So the numbers are somewhat relevant, but we're also drawing 2 cards, which is helpful. We've got 3 Professor Sycamore, which is down from the traditional 4 that we're running, but again, we're not really wanting to get rid of our resources as much as we are conserving them and putting them back in the deck, so we're able to run a little bit lower of a count here. We also have the Collect letting us draw cards, so we're not as reliant on Professor Sycamore to get through the deck and find our resources. We've got 2 Team Flare Grunt, again, kind of going with our hammers, energy hate, energy denial, and things like that, really making the opponent play our game. We're attaching and passing and getting rid of energy and things like that, able to set up while we're just setting up on the bench or whatever it is. Really strong stuff. To go with that, we also got 1 Team Skull Grunt. Depending on the deck we're playing against, we can drop a Team Skull Grunt and get rid of the energy out of our opponent's hand. We can really just kind of shut them out of the game. If we're already hitting our hammers and things like that, we can drop a Team Skull Grunt, make sure they're not getting energy attachment for the following turn, which allows us to attach and then get a Blizzard Burn off, since we're needing 3 to do that. It gets us a little bit of time to stall out. If you're playing against a deck that is really limited in the amount of energy they're running, a special type energy, being able to drop a well-timed Team Skull Grunt is really strong, especially after they Sycamore or in or something like that. Then we've got 3 Fighting Fury Belt. So these are really just to make our Laprases extra big and bulky. They're already at 190. With the Fighting Fury Belt, they're 230. Our Blizzard Burn is doing that 170, which is one-shotting Eeveeloutions and Hoopas and things like that, but we're really getting that benefit from the extra 40 HP. And finally, we've got 2 Floatstone. These are really good, putting these on the Wobbuffet, getting them out of the active whenever we want to get them out of the active, and turning abilities back on or back off, kind of depending on what we're doing. And then finally, we've got 10 Water Energy. Obviously, Lapras' 2 main attacks cost 3, so we need to run a good amount. So we're always able to attach every turn almost whenever we need to. But anyway, guys, that is the deck. So let's see if we can get into some battles right quick. I'll go ahead and point this out. We might only be doing 1 battle sometimes. These games take quite a bit, so we might only be doing 1. It just kind of depends. Grass and Lightning. Not sure what this is gonna be. Maybe Vikavolt. Would I like to go first? Nah. Take the mulligan. The reason I'm not wanting to go first is because of all the energy we hate we have in the deck. If I'm able to hit something off. Well, there's the Wobbuffet. We're just gonna start with the Wob. So we'll give him something to Lysander. Which, whatever, we'll let him draw. Okay. So, Oddish. And Lightning. Maybe it's that Raikou Vileplume deck. It's got Decidueye too, so I don't know what the lightning is then. Jolteon. It's Jolteon. Duh. Makes sense. I don't know what I was thinking. Hope he knows what Wobbuffet does. That's mean. We'll do this. What do I want? I think I'll just get another Wob. I don't really want to end him. But let's see what he'll do. We got the end in hand if we need it, so it's fine. Probably see a Sky Return, I guess. Oh, he's got the Lysander. Yep. The deck goes how the hammers go. Okay, so we'll attach. We will do that. Go get Lapras. And we will collect. Okay. We do have to be a little bit careful because Decidueye hits us for weakness. So he does have the Decidueye already. What a Beedrill. Yep. It's always the issue with the Wobbuffet. Being able to Lysander around it. So we'll probably see item lock up here now, I guess. We could just Olympia out of that if we needed to. Okay, so no Vital Plume yet. So Rough-Seas. I think we'll switch. Team Flare Grunt. We'll Team Flare Grunt the DCE. I think I'm gonna start attaching here. Because we're so beat up over here at this point. Okay, so item lock, well, it's kind of up. He has access to item lock. You have to be careful with the Jolteon. Which, good thing we started attaching over here. The link would be really clutch right now, but... We'll just Team Flare Grunt. The DCE. Well, I guess I could have got rid of the Rainbow Energy, because now he can Hollow Hunt still. Should I get rid of the Rainbow Energy? Well, he had it in hand anyway, so... So he's gonna Hollow Hunt. Probably get the 2 DCEs, maybe a Lysander? Nope, Forest, Lysander, DCE. I got a Sycamore. Some hammers would be nice. Or energy. Energy would be nice too. We got the Olympia, so we can make sure we get that back. Yep, it's gonna Lysander up the Lapras, attach Feather Arrow and Razor Leaf. So we'll do that. We'll pass. Wow, that was a nice top deck. Whichever one it was. We're kind of an uphill battle. We're not drawing very well. He's already got 2 float stones on the field. Lysander this guy. It's gonna in us, which is fine. Means he can't Lysander. Get his abilities back. Okay. There's another Lapras. Attach. Play the Lapras. Super Rod. Some stuff back into the deck. What do we have in here? I think we can go ahead and Sycamore. Okay, Delinquent's a card. We do get the heads. So now the question. I feel like we have to get rid of this DCE here. Actually, we'll get rid of the Rainbow Energy. Because Jolteon can just lock us out of the game. Let's check our energy. 1 and 1. Really would like to hit Enhanced Hammers. Which we're not doing. Get the Rough Seas though. Pretty confident he doesn't have anything in his hand, but yeah. We'll put that there. He's got a Sycamore, so alright, now we've got 2 Laprases powered up. The further and further he gets, the harder it is for him to Sycamore. Which we still have 2 Enhanced Hammers left in the deck, and I believe we have 1 a Crushing Hammer. So we're sitting relatively fine. Our Enhanced Hammers are going for the Rainbow Energy. Is that how we want to do it? Yeah. We'll go ahead and Hex, just in case he tries to pull some shenanigans. And he does get the Lysander. Which he shouldn't, actually, now that I look at that. He's already used 2. Generally, those decks only have the 2 and no Via Seekers, so really just kind of depends on how many float stones he's running. Which we've already see 2. Can't imagine they run more than 3. This means there's 1 left between here and here. I said, we still got our enhanced hammers. So there's a VS Seeker. Is there anything we need that's crucial off of this? Not really. We can wait for him to do something. Well, now we're kind of in the beauty and the awfulness of this deck. We run them out of resources. Now we can start healing. He's got 2 forests left. He can't Sycamore anymore, so he's relatively stuck with this. I don't imagine he runs more than 3 in. So we should just be draw pass mode, just about. Two more turns, we'll be completely healed. Well, our Laprases will be completely healed. Suppose we could... Okay, he just skipped. I say we could maybe Skull Grunt there. See if he's holding on anything, but at this point I don't think it mattered. Alright guys, well, that was Quad Lapras Wobbuffet. As you can see, it's super annoying. Even taking on weakness, we're still able to outlast and out-resource Decidueye. Just having Wobbuffet in and of itself just shuts off the Vileplume, so we can still do whatever we want to do. It's really similar to Groudon in that aspect. For those of y'all that have seen my Groudon list over on the website or the videos I've posted. But yeah, so yeah, there's a lot of in common with Groudon with the Lapras deck. You're really just playing at your pace. Attach, pass, hammers, hammers, hammers. In Wobbuffet shutting off things, and just kind of whenever you want to come up, you're attacking. Obviously, you're not taking one-shots as easily as you are with a Groudon, but it has its give and take. You're more susceptible to Lysander, obviously, which is why I still feel like Groudon is a really strong deck. Kanan still gives us problems, both with the Groudon deck and Lapras. But all in all, I still think it's a really strong deck. Quad Lapras is super fun, super annoying. Take it to your local league. People get real salty whenever you just get rid of all their energy and you just sit there and pass. Pass. Attach, pass. And all that kind of good stuff. But anyway, guys, that is it. So I will see y'all next time.